Axolotl, and like Gamer Girl. How you guys doing? People in the lurking in chat. Hi guys, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing pretty well because today we are doing something really special. We're doing something really special. Today we have Rika. People, you guys, if you're guys in the community and inside the Discord, you guys might know Rika. She's going to give us a tutorial and a overview and presentation on how Yu-Gi-Oh works and how Yu-Gi-Oh does. For context, guys, I haven't really watched or played any Yu-Gi-Oh. I've always been very interested in it. I've always been told, yo, the classics better. It's better than the newer ones because the newer ones are so convoluted. But it's like that's all I know. And then I know the memes. It's like I draw pot of greed to draw 3 cards from my deck. And using the cards I drew from my pot of greed, I draw 3 cards from my deck. It's like I know the meme of that, but I don't know many more things outside of the memes. Cause you know me, hey, I'm kind of like a meme lord. You know what I'm saying? But yes, so yep, Rika's gonna give us all of that. Rika's I've been hanging out in call with Rika for a little bit here, and she managed to hear and see a bunch of behind the scenes stuff that I usually do, and it's very weird having somebody with me whilst I prepare for a stream. It's been, especially if it's a viewer and somebody who I interact with a lot on the Discord. Yeah, we should start with.
I know all the secrets.
You know the secret. No, don't expose me. Don't expose me. You should. Okay, I'm gonna reach out for a little second here. You should make a majestic form of Black Rose Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh 5DS. You need to tell me that later. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna probably draw some Yu-Gi-Oh custom card art while I watch this. Funny enough, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yo, you need to go onto the Discord, join the Discord link in the description below, and send us all your shit and send us your stuff so that we can see it, you know what I mean? Hey. We should start with the OG Yu-Gi-Oh. Agreed, but I would suggest season 0, but the fan dub isn't done yet, unfortunately. Okay. So you guys are talking about the anime, I presume. Well, we're gonna be talking about
the anime.
Yeah, we're probably Rika's gonna show me the game because who knows? Like I'll probably yeah.
I have tried to make this like the most basic that I could for like introduction.
Yeah,
like obviously it is very convoluted, especially the modern stuff. I will agree to that.
Yeah, because I tried to understand it like a long time ago, but like I was like, there's a lot of cards. The most I know about card games is like Hearthstone or stuff like that.
Yeah, there's over 10,000 cards. They even printed a card just to celebrate. They printed 10,000 cards.
They printed a card to celebrate that they have cards. That is crazy. I love that though.
I mean, it's been going on for 25 years.
Yeah, true. Alright, cool. It's all on you. I'm gonna. I also have a notepad and paint to get some notes down as I go along. You guys may not see my notes because I might bring it onto the other monitor, but just know that I'm also taking notes. Okay. All right, all on you.
All right.
No pressure.
Okay, so this is Learning Yu-Gi-Oh by Rika, me. So let's start off with the first lesson. What is Yu-Gi-Oh? Yu-Gi-Oh was a manga created by the late Kazuki Takahashi, who created a manga about the soul of an ancient Egyptian gambler possessing the body of a Japanese high schooler named Yugi Moto, after his grandfather came across a golden puzzle box called the Millennium Puzzle that no one has been able to solve. Yugi took years to even solve the puzzle until one day he was bullied by his fellow classmates Jonochi Katsuya and Hirito Honda, Joy Wheeler and Christian Taylor in the dub versions, which caused Yugi to complete the puzzle, except Jonochi stole the last piece and threw it in the river. When confronted about Jonochi and Honda bullying Yugi, a disciplinary officer at the school offered to help Yugi deal with them for the price of 50,000 yen, which he couldn't pay. The night when Yugi was collecting his money, Jonochi fished the last piece of the puzzle out of the river and gave it to Yugi for trying to stand his ground against the disciplinary officer, and Yugi was able to finish the puzzle to awaken the soul of the gambler and gain the ability to summon a game known as Shadow Games, where the loser faces a penalty that can result in death.
Oh.
So that is the first lesson.
So...
Second lesson.
Oh, okay.
What actually is Yu-Gi-Oh? yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh is a card game produced by Konami, where the objective is to make your opponent's life point zero by using a combination of monsters, spells, and traps. It has been around for 25 years in Japan and 22 years internationally. While Yu-Gi-Oh started as a manga, it has since fleshed out into an anime with a total of 8 different seasons, 9 if you count the original made by Studio Toei, and a successful card game played around the world.
Whoa. Okay, so there's eight seasons of anime? That's crazy.
8 different series.
Oh, series? Wait, what?
Yeah, there's 8 different series.
Wait, also, like, is it different series with different seasons inside it?
Yes.
Oh wow, how many, like, what's the rough estimate, how many seasons per series? Like, on average.
I think it's around like 2 or 3 seasons.
Wow. That is crazy. And these seasons are like 24 episodes long, right? Or some of them, most are, right?
I haven't really looked at the specifics. Like, I think like one of the series that is the shortest is Vrains, and it's literally under 100 episodes.
Ah, okay. Okay, cool.
Well, the actual one that has the least is the one made by Studio Toei.
I see.
But let's get on to the next lesson.
Alright, cool.
What are the rules? First, we have to get familiar with the playing field. This right here is the field.
Oh, okay.
I have numbered each of the sections to have it to sort of like explain which each one does. But let's start off with 1 right here. This is the deck zone. This is where you put your main deck in face down position. A main deck consists of monster cards, spell cards, and trap cards, and must contain any combination of the 3 at a minimum of 40 cards and a maximum of 60 cards.
Must contain a combination of 3. Oh, okay. Any combination of the 3. Yeah.
Yeah, any combination. Like you could honestly run an entire 60 card deck with only spell cards, only trap cards, only monster cards. Like, you aren't forced to use monster, spell, and trap cards. You can use any of the 3.
Okay.
And next, we have these 5 zones right here. These are known as the main monster zones. These are where monsters are played.
So that's
basically when you summon
the battlefield.
When you summon a monster, they are summoned to any of these 5 zones.
So there's only a maximum of 5.
Well, there's a maximum of 6, but we'll go over that later.
Okay.
Right below them, we have underneath each monster zone there are 5. There's a zone called the spell and trap card zones where spell and trap cards are played.
Okay. These are the monster zones. Okay.
And next, number 4, we have the graveyard.
The graveyard. Shit.
these are where these are where monster cards, spell cards, and trap cards are sent to if they are used or destroyed.
Hmm.
Basically, when they don't have a use anymore, they get sent to the graveyard, or if they are destroyed, they get sent to the graveyard.
Okay.
Next, we have this zone right above the graveyard, known as the banishment.
That's the. Is that like the Shadow Realm? Or is that different?
The Shadow Realm is only in the anime, and it's basically
No!
like the Shadow Realm is just like what these censors did to sort of like censor out death.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, the banishment, formerly known as the Banish Zone, is where cards go by a specific effect of monster cards, spell cards, or trap cards, and is placed above the graveyard, or sometimes to the right of the graveyard.
Okay.
Basically,
Wait, yeah.
basically when any card mentions the effect to banish a card, this is where it goes, and was formerly called removed from play, before they changed the text to simplify it.
Okay. What was it called now? Just called Banished?
It's called it. Thanks to the latest set, it is now called the Banishment. Because before it used to be called the Banish Zone.
Okay.
Okay, next, we move over here to number 6. This is the field zone, where you activate a type of spell card known as field spells.
Field spells. Okay.
And for context, when a field spell is activated, it can affect both sides of the field, and or only one, depending on what the field spell does.
Okay.
Now, right underneath the field spell, the field zone, is a zone called the extra deck zone.
Yep.
The extra deck is where monsters who cannot be played in the main deck are stored, and you can have any number of extra deck monsters up to a maximum of 15.
Wait, so this has how does that work? So it's like this is like an excess zone. So it's like you have too many you want to summon.
The extra deck is where certain types of monsters are stored that cannot be stored in the main deck.
Oh, so there's a certain type of extra deck zone cards.
Yeah.
Okay. This is where like if I were to note this down, this is where extra deck cards are played.
Like the main deck, you place it face down, and when you want to summon a monster from the extra deck, you play it in the monster zones.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Right now it's a lot of words, but I think I'll get it if I revise it.
Don't worry, there isn't really a quiz.
Okay.
Okay. On to the next zone, which is this zone right here.
Oh, okay.
Which is called the extra monster zone.
Oh, that's confusing. The extra deck zone and the extra monster zone.
Well,
what's next? The extra field zone is next.
well, on the topic of the extra deck zone, the extra monster zone is where you can summon monsters summoned from the extra deck.
Oh.
Yeah, only monsters that are summoned from the extra deck can be placed in the extra monster zone, while all cards played from the main deck can only be played in the main monster zones. And each player gets one extra monster zone each. It doesn't matter which one it is. If you pick this one, your opponent gets this one, or if you pick this one, your opponent gets this one.
Does it matter?
It will matter to a type of monster coming up, but usually it doesn't matter.
When does Shichu get an extra zone? Oh. I'll get my extra zone.
Yes, the extra green zone.
Yeah.
And another thing is, if you pick one, say you summon a monster to the extra monster zone, and you use that monster for another extra deck monster, you can actually put it in the other extra monster zone if it is unoccupied. Like ownership of each extra monster zone can change depending on what is the current monster in there. And now we have number 9, these which have these blue and red gems on them.
Yeah.
These are known as the pendulum zones. They are also considered a spell and trap card zone, so you can place spell and trap cards in here. But these are where pendulum monsters can be played as a pendulum scale. We'll get more into that later on.
Okay. Oh wow, there's a lot of moving parts in here.
So yeah, now that we finished this lesson, on to lesson 4. Monsters. What are they?
Yeah, what are they? Where do they come from? Persona!
Okay. Monster cards are the main way to deal damage to your opponent in Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster cards have different ways to distinguish them. The first way is with their level, shown by these little stars right here in the top. Levels show what it takes to summon the monsters of the field. With the higher the level, the more difficult it is to summon. In order to summon higher level monsters, you need to tribute other monsters depending on the level you want to summon. Monsters that are level 1 to 4, you can summon without tributing a monster. Whereas monsters who are level 5 or 6, you need to tribute one monster in order to summon it. And monsters level 7 or higher need 2 tributes to summon to the field.
Okay,
with these monsters,
the level doesn't indicate the cost. It indicates like how many monsters you need to tribute it. And by tributing, that means like you kind of, where do those go? Where does tributing? Where does that do? Where do those cards go?
When you tribute a monster, you send a monster from the field. Okay, let's go back here.
Yep.
Say I have a monster right here, and I have a level 5 monster in my hand. I can send this monster right here to the graveyard to summon the level 5 monster to the field. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and with the case of these monsters, Gaga Gigo, Giga Gaga Gigo, and Go Giga Gaga Gigo.
What the fuck? Wait, what are those names? Wait, Gaga Gigo, Giga Gaga Gigo, and Go Giga Gaga Gigo. What? What? Those names are crazy.
Yeah, fun fact, in one of the animes, there's a challenge to say all of their names in succession without, like in 5 seconds without, like, it's a tongue twister.
Can you do it?
I don't want to.
I'll try it. Okay, so what is the order? Do I go from the Gaga Gigo to Giga to Goga?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Okay, guys. Okay, I'm gonna flex my inner rap god. I'm gonna flex my inner rap god. This is what I'm gonna do. Gaga Gigo. Oh shit. Gaga Gigo. Gaga Gigo. Goga Giga Gaga Go fuck. Hold on, almost got it. Wait.
And you failed.
No shit, I die. The end.
Yeah, you're now Shadow Realm.
Wait, Zach just said, I'm pretty sure those are not the only Gagagigos in the game.
Oh
There's
yeah,
more?
there's a baby version called Gigabyte and a sort of like redeemed version called Gagagigo the Risen.
The Rizzler. Oh, the Risen. Okay. The Gagagiga the Rizzler.
Yeah, the reason I chose like the Gagagigos is because like they each have like increasing levels, with Gagagigo
Yeah.
having 4, Giga Gagagigo being 6, and Gogiga Gagagigo being 8. So it's like you don't need to tribute to summon him, but you need to tribute 1 to summon him and tribute 2 to summon him.
Got it. Okay. So, 5 and 6 need 1 monster, and 7 or higher need 2. Yep. You get that
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Next is their attack and defense values. When different monster battles, their attack or defense values determine the outcome of the battle. As you can see with these monsters, they have different attack and defense values, with Gagagigo having 1850 attack and 1000 defense.
Yep.
And Giga Gagagigo having 2450 and 1500. And Gogiga Gagagigo having 2950 and 2800. Which means that each one has different values, and well, if they were to attack, one would come out the winner, which would most likely be Gogiga Gagagigo, because it has the highest attack out of all of them, and if they were to try to defeat it while it's in defense position, they couldn't because it has more defense.
Okay. Alright,
cool. But and this will also be explained a lot later as well.
Oh, like the attacks.
Next we have how to classify different monsters. Another factor is their attribute. A monster can have one of 7 different attributes in the game. The attributes being light, dark, fire, wind, water, earth, and divine. But please note that divine are restricted to a select few monsters in the game.
Okay.
Attributes are not used unless a effect specifically mentions the attribute of a monster. So taking this monster, Lajin, the mystical genie of the lamp, it is dark attribute, which means that it can benefit from effects relating to dark attributes.
Someone said, "Is this the Shichu card?" It's green, I guess.
Yeah, you're gonna find out that I did choose a lot of monsters that are green for this presentation.
Oh no, you didn't. You shouldn't have. Oh.
Next is the monster's typing. Monster types are another way to categorize monster cards.
Okay.
The monster types are Warrior, Spellcaster, Fairy, Fiend, Zombie, Machine, Aqua, Pyro, Rock, Winged Beast, Plant, Insect, Thunder, Dragon, Beast, Beast Warrior, Dinosaur, Fish, Sea Serpent, Reptile, Psychic, Divine Beast, Creator God, Worm, Cyberse, and Illusion.
What the hell? Why is there so many?
And another note, Divine Beast and Creator God are only used for a select few monsters.
Okay.
And monster type and like attribute, monster typings are not used unless if an effect specifically mentions it. Like Lajin is a fiend type monster, so it would benefit from cards that sort of support the fiend type.
Okay, so the attributes and monster types, they're not like Pokemon where it's like, oh, one beats the other type thing.
No,
right?
no.
Okay, so it's just like like how do I say it? It's not really classes. It's more like, oh, if you want to run a fiend buffing card, You run that, and
yeah,
then you run that with fiends. Okay, got it. Okay, cool.
yeah. If you want to use a bunch of fiend monsters, you could use La Jinn because it is a fiend monster, and you would have cards to sort of help with fiend monsters.
Zach says they added so many as the series went on. I see.
Yeah, like the original cut off right before Psychic. Then they introduced the Divine Beast, Creator God, Psychic, Worm, Cyberse, and Illusion.
Oh shit! I missed the worm. Wait, Worm, Cyberse, and Illusion. Okay.
Okay. Now, there are 8 different monster cards that can be played in the game. The first and oldest monster is the normal monster. Normal monsters only have a level, attribute, type, an attack and defense value. They have a yellow background and have a text box that just tells lore about this card. And for reference, we have this monster, Luster Dragon number 2. As we can see, Luster Dragon number 2 is a level 6 wind attribute dragon monster, and its lore says, this dragon feeds on emerald. Enchanted by this monster, even when attacked, few people live to tell of its beauty.
Oh, he's literally me. He's literally me. Feeds on emerald, bro. Actually, he's more like a Minecraft villager. Actually, is this the Minecraft villager dragon? you feed him emeralds. He gives you back like a dirt block.
Yeah. This is what the dragon egg hatches into.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Okay.
And also it does have 2400 attack and 1400 defense.
Got it. Wait, I also noticed if you go back, it's yeah. Oh no, keep stay on that page.
Oh, this one?
The page with the dragon. Yeah. So I mean all of them showed it, but so on the stuff at the bottom, it has the copyright of the date, right? And Kazuki Takahashi. Does that is there like many different people who make like cards like that, or is that the copyright to Kazuki Takahashi?
This is the copyright to Kazuki Takahashi, I believe.
And then other cards, would it have other people, like the newer cards, for instance? Would it have different people, or would it still be him?
I think it would still say Kazuki Takahashi. I could look at a series I know that had art not made by Kazuki Takahashi, but I think it still says Kazuki Takahashi at the bottom.
Got it.
And especially new cards being made now, unfortunately, since he has passed away.
Oh well, when did he pass?
I believe it was a couple years ago.
Got it. F in the chat. F in the chat. I also noticed that there's an on the left side there's a number.
Oh.
Is that like the serial number of the card?
Yeah, that's basically the serial number of the card. So each card has a different serial number.
Okay, and then it also says first edition. What does that one mean?
That means that this was one of the first prints of this card in a set.
Oh, is that on most cards, or is that like?
Some of them, yeah. Some of them don't have first edition. Like this card, it doesn't have first edition, which means that it wasn't in the original print.
Got it.
Of that set. But next, the second type are effect monsters. Effect monsters are similar to normal monsters, where instead of lore in the text box, it instead has an effects text that shows what the monster can actually do, and they have an orange background. This monster, Stone Statue of the Aztecs, has the effect to double any battle damage your opponent takes when they attack this monster.
Ooh. Doubles any battle damage. That's ooh.
So basically, if you attack this monster and your monster has less than 2000 attack, you take damage, but because of this card's effect, you double that damage.
Hmm. So they take back 600 when the attack is not over 2000. You deal, right? Is that what it means?
Yeah. Yeah, say you attack it with Lejin, who has 1800, but it has 2000. You would normally take 200 damage, but because it has the effect to double the damage, you instead take 400 damage.
Oh, I think this is a good time to ask, because we're on the topic of like taking damage. By taking damage, does the monster take damage, or do you take damage? Your your life points.
You take damage.
Hey, got it. Okay, got it. I was wondering about that.
Yeah, you take damage. The monsters, if a monster is sort of attacked over, then they're destroyed. They don't take damage, but they inflict damage.
Okay, a monster attacking a monster deals damage to the player. Yes. Based on the attack. And is it like does it get mitigated by the defense, or is it just like
no. The defense value is only about what position the monster is in. Got it. Basically, there's two different ways a monster can be, either an attack position or defense position.
Oh.
And if they are in attack position, when they attack or are attacked, their attack points are rivaled. But if they are in defense, their defense points are rivaled.
Oh. Okay. Oh, so that's why when you see,
like I said.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said with Lejin, if he attacked Stone Statue of the Aztecs in defense position, his attack would go against his defense.
Can a attack card attack a card that's in attack?
Yes, if a card attacks a card that is in attack, whoever wins the battle, the monster stays on the field, and the one that lost the battle gets sent to the graveyard, and you take damage. Okay,
and it takes damage based on the attack.
Yes, the difference in attack.
Okay. Whoever wins kills the card and deals damage based on attack. Got it. There's also this. And these are my notes, guys. Good that.
And oh wow, that's already a lot.
No, don't worry.
And here's another thing.
That so much.
And here's another thing. If an attack position monster attacks a defense position monster, if they do not go over the defense, they are not destroyed.
Oh, okay. If so, okay. Attack. A monster attacking a monster deals damage based on attack. A monster attacking a monster that has more defense than attack stays alive.
No, not if they have more defense or attack. It is if they are in defense position.
Oh, if they are a monster attack a monster in defense position,
and their defense is more than the attack, the person attacking takes damage, but their monster is not destroyed.
Okay, a person attacking gets damaged based on the player's on the card's attack, right?
It's the difference between the attack and
base.
It is the difference between the attack of the attacking monster and the defense of the defending monster.
Okay, got it. Monster attack a monster in defense position, and defense is more than attack. person attacking gets damage based on the difference between attack of attacker and defense of defender.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And only the attack stat matters if it's an attack, and the defense stat matters if it's in defense.
Oh wait. Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah, 1 second. What Kingo says on Twitch, what did one cannibal say to the other while they were eating a clown? What did the cannibal say about eating a clown? Does this taste funny to you? No. No. That's a no. Yeah.
Okay, with another thing, each effect is different for each monster, so it is advised to read what the card does and how they can be utilized. With this monster, Stone Statue of the Aztecs, it is best to put it in defense position that your opponent can't attack unless they have a monster with more than 2,000 attack, or else they will take double the battle damage they normally would.
Yeah. Oh, strategy. I like it. I'm gonna do the opposite.
I actually know a way to like to actually utilize this monster with having only 2,000 defense, switching it to 2,000 attack.
Hmm?
Yeah, there's actually ways to do that.
That sounds awesome.
Next, we have
what
Ritual.
the hell is that card?
Next, we have another type of monster that are put into the main deck, which are ritual monsters.
Ritual monsters. Okay.
Ritual monsters are monsters you need a ritual spell in order to summon. To summon ritual monsters, you need the ritual monster, a ritual spell card, and monsters on your field or in your hand that equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster you want to summon.
Yeah, hold on. So you need the monster, needs the ritual monster.
Yes, you need the ritual monster.
Spell card.
Yes.
And monsters that equal
or exceed the level of the ritual monster you want to summon.
Exceed the level. Okay. Yeah, that took a moment for my brain to process there. Okay, got it.
And ritual monsters have this blue background on them.
Blue background. Yeah.
For this monster, Hungry Burger, we need the ritual spell card to summon it, being Hamburger Recipe.
Yeah.
And need to use monsters in our hand on the field that have their combined levels equal 6 or more.
Okay. Right. Makes sense.
And I did use a generic ritual monster for this because there are ritual monsters that do have effects, but I wanted to try and keep it a little more simple.
Oh. Wait, and so that would mean it'll be a warrior / ritual / effect.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
the fact that this burger is a warrior.
A warrior. If you Bell says, if you buy a Yu-Gi-Oh card, are you guaranteed the ritual card plus monster in the same pack, or do they come separately?
Unfortunately, no. They're based on rarity. You could get the ritual monster but not get the ritual spell if you buy a pack, or you could get the spell but not the ritual monster.
It gets scammed. Buying cards is IRL gacha. Unless the pack says it's guaranteed, you're just gambling. I see.
Yep. Yeah.
Is this the same with with Yu-Gi-Oh games? Well, what's the most popular Yu-Gi-Oh game right now? Is it Duel Links?
I would say the two best are Duel Links and Master Duel, where they have completely different formats.
Oh, Oh yeah, you told me about that. Okay. Cool.
And yeah, they do have different rarities, but they have different ways to also get the cards with a sort of crafting system.
Got it.
But let's move on to the next monster type. Fusion monsters.
Oh, these ones!
Fusion monsters are a kind of monster that can only be placed in the extra deck before they are summoned. So, like I said, with the extra deck, fusion monsters are placed in the extra deck.
Okay.
Fusion monsters need 2 or more monsters and a fusion spell card like Polymerization to fusion summon. Fusion monsters have the required materials for fusion summoning in the text right underneath their monster typing. It might be hard to see here, but
I can see it.
But for this monster, Master of Oz, you need the monsters Big Koala and Death Kangaroo.
Okay. And you need polymerization is the only way to use them.
There are other ways, but the most common spell card for fusion summons is Polymerization. There are other cards that can work like Polymerization.
Okay.
And also do other things.
Oh, okay. So
yes, the fusion summon.
Like fusion spells are like an unofficial spell type.
They usually have the word fusion in the title or polymerization.
Okay. Got it.
It's just that polymerization and fusion cards have like the word fusion or polymerization, and I just realized I picked like an old version of polymerization because it still says magic card here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does say magic card.
Yeah. The reason they changed the spell card is with lawsuits from
Magic the Gathering. Yeah, it does a lot of the art reminds me of Magic the Gathering. Also, a lot of Persona as well. I can totally see a lot of these guys being in like Persona 4, Persona 1 and 2.
Hey. But yeah, to fusion summon, you sort of need a fusion card and monsters on your hand or on the field in order to fusion summon.
Oh, it needs to be monster. In the hand. Okay.
Yeah, either hand or your side of the field.
Okay.
Like with rituals, it can be in the hand or on the field. But you don't need to have the fusion monster in your hand in order to summon it.
Got it.
But let's go on to the next one, which is synchro summoning.
Oh no, you talked about this one. Okay. Synchro monsters.
Yeah. It is no surprise that it is no surprise that synchro is my favorite type, but synchro monsters are another type of monster that are played in the extra deck. To summon a synchro monster, you need to have a tuner monster and a non-tuner monster whose level equal the level of the synchro monster you want to summon on the field.
Okay, hold on. You need a tuner monster. God, why was that so hard to say? I was saying it correctly. A tuner monster plus non-tuner monster with level equal.
Yes, their combined level has to equal the level of the synchro monster you want to play.
With combined levels equal to synchro monster. Okay.
And I also have right here, tuner monsters are a special type of monster that are used to synchro summon synchro monsters. And non-tuner monsters are every other type of monster. So like a lot of fusion and ritual monsters are also considered non-tuners. It is only specific monsters that are considered tuners. Like I have right here, Psychic Commander is a tuner monster.
Yeah, okay, I see it. If you guys can't see it here, that's what it looks like. Okay, cool.
So this card, Magical Android, is a level 5 synchro monster, which means it needs a tuner monster and non-tuner whose level equals 5. So we have the level 3 tuner, Psychic Commander, and the level 2 non-tuner, Psychic Ace. And you need them both on the field and send them both to the graveyard to special summon, well, to synchro summon Magical Android because it's a level 5.
Got it. With these cards, right? With the non-tuner cards, can it be any non-tuner card as long as it has the same level or has the level needed for it?
Yes, it can be any non-tuner as long as it meets the requirements to synchro summon the synchro monster.
And also in the tuner side, it could be any tuner card as well in the same way.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I can see why you like it. That's way easier than a fusion.
Yeah, and you don't need a specific spell card in your hand in order to do it. Or, I mean, there are some. Okay, like with fusion, there are some monsters that are listed in order to synchro summon certain synchro monsters. But for the most part, a lot of them use like generic materials, just like one tuner and one non-tuner.
Got it. Okay. Nice.
And now we're moving on to another type of monster that can be put into the extra deck.
Yep.
Exceed monsters. They are pronounced like exceed, not XYZ.
Exceed? What?
Yeah. Yeah, these are Exceed monsters.
Okay.
Yeah. Exceed monsters are placed in the extra deck, and they actually do not have a level and have something called a rank.
What? Okay. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, so yeah,
okay.
Which means that you actually cannot use Exceed monsters to summon synchro monsters or ritual monsters because they do not have a level.
Ooh, oh, okay. All right. So people in chat really like the Exceed monsters.
Yeah, I also like Exceed monsters. Like, Synchro and Exceed are two of my favorites. But yeah. To summon an Exceed monster, you need 2 or more monsters of the same level as the rank of the Exceed monster you want to summon. And you summon it by putting the monsters on top of each other with the Exceed monster on top of them. The monsters... yeah, you stack the monsters you want to use for the Exceed summon of an Exceed monster, and then you put the Exceed monster on top of it.
Summon by stacking for 2 or more monsters, and the Exceed monster on top. Okay.
The monsters under the Exceed monsters are called overlay units, where, depending on the Exceed monsters, they detach overlay units to activate effects.
We detach overlay unit, but depending on the X-ray, they detach overlay units to activate the effect. Oh, I see. Okay.
And detaching overlay units means sending one of the monsters under the Exceed monster to the graveyard. And Exceed monsters have this black background, and it sort of looks like you're going through hyperspace a bit.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
And for this monster, Daigusto Emerald,
I love this guy. He looks like a Sentai Ranger.
You need 2 level 4 monsters in order to summon it.
Mm-hmm.
And it has different effects when you detach an Exceed material. either target 3 monsters in your graveyard, shuffle all of them into your deck, then draw a card, or target 1 non-effect monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. But I'll get more into what special summoning is.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Now, usually when people talk about monster types, next one would usually be Pendulum, but I've decided to go a different route. I'm instead going to talk about Link monsters for now, and this will be important later on.
Okay.
Usually when people talk about different monster types, they usually go into Pendulum, but I feel like I should explain these beforehand.
Okay.
Okay, these are Link monsters. Link monsters, like Xyz monsters, have no level.
Okay.
So again, they can't be used for stuff like Ritual or Synchro, and also can't be used for Xyz.
And these are summoned in the the main monster zone.
These are actually some. This is some from the extra deck, like the other ones.
Okay, so these are extra deck before summoned. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
But in order to summon a Link monster, you have to tribute a certain number of monsters on your field to summon them.
A certain number of monsters.
Link monsters also do not have a defense value, which means that they cannot be turned into defense position and must be forced into attack position.
Ooh. Okay.
Instead of a defense value, it shows a Link rating. A Link rating shows how many monsters need to be tributed to summon that Link monster. And to summon some higher rated Link monsters, such as a Link 4, you can use other Link monsters to pay the cost. Like, if you want to summon a Link 4 monster, you can actually use this monster, which is a Link 2, as 2 of the materials, instead of using a total of 4 monsters.
Oh. Link 2 can use a Link 2 monster as 2 materials. Oh!
Now, here's another thing. Link monsters are placed in the extra deck and can only be summoned to the extra monster zone.
Oh,
you
extra
remember,
deck can only be summoned.
Yeah, remember when I talked? Yeah, remember when I talked about the extra monster zone? Link monsters can only be summoned to this zone.
Okay.
They cannot be summoned to the main monster zones. They have to be summoned to the extra monster zone first.
Got it. I see. Okay. They cannot. Okay, got it.
An interesting thing about Link monsters is that they have arrows pointing to the. They have arrows pointing all around it. These are called Link markers, and they point to zones surrounding the card.
Oh.
Like with the extra monster zone, you could have a Link monster point to each one of these zones.
Oh. Oh, so this is what you were saying, that how the position matters. Okay. Okay.
Now, another interesting thing about these markers is that zones that a Link marker points to are now considered extra monster zones that you can summon more Link monsters to.
What? Wait, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Why would you only? Why would they only make a card that you can only summon one of? Like,
oh.
Yeah, it's to sort of extend this. So for this monster, it has one pointing bottom left and bottom right. The zones to the bottom left and bottom right of this card are now also considered extra monster zones you can summon more Link monsters to.
Oh.
And very important because before the rule revision on April 1st, 2020, any monster summoned from the extra deck had to be summoned to the extra monster zone. But it was changed to allow Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz monsters to be played in the main monster zone or the extra monster zone without needing a link monster.
Okay. I like how it's also on April 1st as well, rule revision.
Yeah, everyone thought it was going to be a joke, but it's been 4 years and it's come to stay.
Oh wow. I wonder if they made it as a joke and it's like, oh wait, people are actually following it? Okay, cool. Now it's a rule.
Okay, and if a link monster is special summoned from the graveyard or your banishment, they can be summoned to any main monster zone, even if a link monster doesn't have a link marker point to it.
Wait, hold on. A link monster summoned from graveyard or banishment can be summoned to any main monster zone.
Even if a link monster does not point to it. And their link markers still count as zones to summon other link monsters to.
Wait, and the link markers still count. Okay.
Yes.
Wow, that is crazy.
This isn't the best example. This monster, Sorcerer of Sebek, is not the best monster to show this. It would have been better if I had a monster that had a left and right arrow.
Oh yeah.
To show that, but
wait, so
there weren't any green monsters that had a left and right.
Don't worry. So that means like, okay, we're on the topic of the link markers. If you summon a link monster from the graveyard or banishment and put them into the main monster zone, and they have link markers, say for instance, hypothetically, they pointed directly right and also bottom right corner. Does that means that the only zone that is affected is the right zone, directly right. There are no zones below it, right?
Yes, because the bottom right, it points to a spell and trap card zone, and you can't really summon monsters to the spell and trap card zone. You can only summon them to monster zones.
Got it.
So only the right one would point to a monster zone that you can summon more link monsters to.
Got it. Yeah, because I was wondering, it's like, okay, if I put this card right next to the graveyard. Okay, now the graveyard is now considered.
No, it doesn't. It only affects monster zones, not graveyard.
Got it. Zach also has a question. Does this also mean that the opponent can summon link monsters to their zone if your link monster has a pointer up?
Yes, that does actually work. If a monster does have link arrows pointing up to your opponent's field, they can use those markers for link summons to summon link monsters to without using the extra monster zone.
Oh wow. Okay, so yeah, so this is what you said. It's very important to put the link card somewhere. Okay, got it.
Yeah, but before the rule revision, you had to summon Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz monsters to the extra monster zone only. But if you had Link monster, it could extend so you could summon more.
Nice. Question with attacking these guys. By attacking these guys, that means attacking these guys because they have no defense, right? You automatically win the fight, right?
No. Battles involving attacking monsters, they use their attack points only. They don't use their defense points. Defense points only matter if the monster is in defense position.
Yeah, okay.
But since Link monsters don't have any defense, they cannot be in defense position.
Okay. in defense position and got it.
And now we're moving on to pendulums.
Oh no. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me get. Okay. Okay. Let me just.
This is
Prepare myself.
This is by far the most complicated mechanic there is.
Pen. Hold on. Pen.
There is a reason I chose to explain Link monsters before Pendulum monsters, and it will show later on.
I think Zach said this made me quit the game. This seems like the type.
Yeah,
but I see over time that people are like, wow, there's so much text on here.
Yeah.
I think this.
Yeah, like a lot of people said like, yeah, they quit when pendulums were first introduced because they are so complicated. Okay. Pendulum monsters are the last kind of monster that can be put in the main deck. So these monsters are actually main deck monsters.
Wait, so that means they could be played on the main field.
Yes, they can be played in the main monster zones.
Okay.
Pendulum monsters are monsters that can act either like a monster card or as a spell card.
What?
Yes. You see that there's 2 text boxes on each of these?
Yep.
Basically, if you want to summon it as a monster, you do what is ever in this bottom box right here. And since they're both normal monsters, they just have lore. But if you play them as a spell, you have to use this box for their effect.
This is kind of cool. Okay. Interesting.
Okay. When a pendulum monster is summoned as a monster card, they act like a regular monster card. But if they are sent to the graveyard, they instead are sent face up into the extra deck.
What? Wait, okay. It's summoned as a monster card. They act like a regular monster card. But if they are sent to the graveyard, as in, like, they get killed.
Like if you tribute it or use it for like a fusion, synchro, Xyz, or link summon, they are sent face up into the extra deck.
Okay, if you tribute, synchro, fusion spell, or link, it gets sent to the extra deck face up.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
Pendulum monsters have different effects if they are instead used as a spell card. To use a pendulum monster as a spell card, they have to be played face up in the pendulum zones. Remember back here?
Oh.
These zones right here are pendulum zones where you have to play pendulum monsters into if you want to use them as a spell.
Okay. To use as spells, you put these cards in the pendulum zone. Got it. Interesting. Wow, this is actually very interesting. Okay. Alright.
Okay, yeah, you play... Same as when used as a monster, if a pendulum monster in the pendulum zone is sent to the graveyard, they are placed face up into the extra deck.
Okay, same as monster. If you tribute the synchro, okay, and then same thing happens. Okay.
Okay, now here's something also unique to pendulums. Pendulum monsters have a number next to these red and blue crystals and that is their pendulum scale.
Okay.
If you have a pendulum monster in both pendulum zones, you can perform what is known as a pendulum summon.
What? Alright.
Or you can summon as many cards from your hand as you want if the monster's level is within the pendulum scale.
What? What? Wait, 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 wait. As many?
Yep. It can be as many as you want, as long as you can summon them.
Wait. And you can only. Let me get this straight. You can only summon one card per turn, right?
We'll get onto that later on.
Oh fuck.
Okay, so for these cards right here, Dragon Pulse Magician and Dragon Pit Magician, they have scale 1 and 8. So I can summon any monster that is level 2 to 7 from my hand or face up in my extra deck. You know how you remember how I said that pendulum monsters, when they're sent to the graveyard from the field, they're actually sent to the face up into the extra deck?
Yep.
Well, you can use a pendulum summon to bring them back to the field from face up from the extra deck.
What? Wait. What? What? Wait. Okay, hold on. I need to. Okay, hold on. Okay. Roll it back. Hold okay. Let me get. Okay. If you have a pendulum monster in both zones, it can perform pendulum summons, and then you could summon as many cards from your hand, as long as it's within the scale. So, for instance.
Yeah, if you have 1 and 8, you can special summon any monster that is level 2 to 7.
Oh, so it can't be the exact number.
No, you cannot summon any level 1 or level 8. It can only be within that
range.
That scale.
Okay, so within that. So if I had somebody that was like 5 and 8, I can only do 6 and 7.
If it was 5 and 8, you can only do 6 and 7. Yes.
Okay. So 1 and 8 equals summon 2 to 7, and slash 2 to 7, 5 and 8 equals summon 6 to 7. Got it.
Now, this is the reason I decided to talk about links first. Pendulum monsters face up in the extra deck can only be pendulum summoned to the extra monster zone or zone a link monster points to.
Okay. If face up in the extra deck can only be pendulum summoned to the extra monster zone or zone. Pendulum monsters face up in the extra deck can only be pendulum summoned to the extra monster zone or a zone a link monster points to.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but before they added link monsters, pendulum decks could just like summon any monster they used for like fusion, ritual, synchro. They get sent to the extra deck, then you could just pendulum summon them all back if they were within the scale. This was a way to sort of like restrict pendulum decks in a way, so they could only be summoned to the extra monster zone, and also why the rule revision only mentioned fusion, synchro, and xyz monsters, and not pendulum monsters.
Yeah, because you don't want the pendulum monsters to just like suddenly be able to be played in the main area.
Yes.
Oh my god, crazy, crazy.
now we have another thing. Pendulum monsters can also be fusion, ritual, synchro, and xyz monsters as well.
What? Okay. Pendulum monsters can also have another. Okay.
Yes, they can be any monster type. It can be normal, effect, fusion, ritual, synchro, or xyz, not link. I don't even know how a link pendulum monster would work.
They overcooked with this one. They overcooked. They burnt the water,
Yeah.
man. They burnt the water. How do you burn water? Okay, crazy.
No.
Pendulum.
No. Yeah, this is also why I wanted to teach Link before Pendulum, because Pendulum just goes crazy.
I'm surprised people would even consider teaching Link after Pendulum, because what the fuck? This is crazy. But it's at the same time, it's also very interesting to me. Like, wow, okay. Okay.
Now, when a Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz Pendulum monster are destroyed in the main or extra monster zone, they are sent to an unoccupied pendulum zone where they act as the pendulum scale. Because with regular pendulum monsters, you can just immediately summon them to the scale, but for Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz pendulums, they have to be summoned first, and then if they are destroyed, they are sent to an unoccupied pendulum zone.
Okay, when another typed pen monster, they are sent to an unoccupied pen zone. They act like a pendulum scale. Okay. So,
and if a Fusion, Synchro, or Xyz pendulum monster are destroyed in the pendulum zone, or if there are no pendulum zones available, they are sent face up into the extra deck and can be pendulum summoned to the extra monster zone, or a zone a Link monster points to.
it can be... Okay.
Now, for Xyz pendulum monsters, you can pendulum summon if their rank is the same as the level that can be pendulum summoned.
Oh, my brain! Okay, hold on. We have to
I should go slower.
If the zones are used, they can be sent face up to the extra deck. Okay, cool. Where they can be... Instead, pendulum summoned to the extra monster zone or a zone Link monster points to. Yeah, where they can be summoned as normal. Okay, and then XYZ pen monsters can be...
Xyz pendulum monsters can be pendulum summoned if their rank is the same as the level that can be pendulum summoned.
So essentially, for XYZ monsters, the rank is... The rank
acts like a level only. The rank acts like a level only for pendulum summon.
Okay, pen monsters. For pen summons of XYZ pen monsters, the rank acts like 8 levels. Got it. Oh, Zach has a question. Okay, but pendulum summoned Xyz monsters don't get materials, right? That's what Zach asked.
Yeah, they do not get materials like they would if they were summoned normally, but there are cards that help with Xyz monsters to give them more materials.
And by materials, this is like the overlay units, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm learning. Okay, I'm piecing things together.
And I did mention this before, when performing a Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, or Link summon using Pendulum monsters on the field, I need to stress this, if they are sent on the field, they are sent face up into the extra deck. But if a Pendulum monster is attached for an Xyz monster or sent from the hand to the graveyard, they go into the graveyard.
Okay. Okay. I need to.
Yes.
I need to.
This is a complicated rule about pendulums.
Okay. Pen monsters used in Synchro, Ritual, and Synchro, Ritual, Fusion, and yeah,
and Link summons.
They are sent face up into the extra deck. How many slots are in this extra deck again?
Before the duel starts, you can have a maximum of 15, but pendulum monsters ignore that rule and can have as many in there. It's just that if you're making the deck, you have to have at most 15, but pendulum monsters can be sent face up into the extra deck, and it just ignores that count.
Okay, these monsters ignore the extra deck count when being sent face up, right?
Yes.
So you okay.
So say I have a full extra deck, and I pendulum summon 3 monsters, and I use all 3 of those monsters to summon a Link 3 monster. All 3 of those go into the extra deck. I had 15 originally, but now I have 18 monsters in the extra deck, thanks to the 3 pendulum monsters. But yeah, also, if a pendulum monster is detached from an Xyz monster or sent from the hand to the graveyard, they go to the graveyard.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I blanked out for a second. Wait, hold on. I blanked out for a second.
No, take your time.
But if a pendulum monster is detached, okay. But if a pendulum monster is detached from an Xyz monster, sent from hand to the graveyard, they go into the graveyard. But if a pen monster sent from the hand to the graveyard, from the hand, so only Xyz monsters. A pen monster.
Yes. Only if they're detached from
a pen monster detached from
detached from an Xyz monster or sent from the hand to the graveyard. They don't go into the extra deck. They go to the graveyard.
Pen monster detached from an
because technically being detached from an Xyz monster is not going from the field to the graveyard.
Or sent from sent from hand to graveyard. They go straight to grave. Okay. Got it.
Okay. Now we're done with monsters for a while. We can now talk about spell cards.
What colors were the pendulum monsters again? They were half green, half yellow.
Half green and half whatever monster they are. So if they were an effect monster, it would be half orange. If they were ritual, half blue, half purple. If they were fusion, half white. If they were synchro, and half black if they were an Xyz monster.
Okay. All right. Cool.
You don't need to write that down.
I'm gonna write it down so I can understand it. Okay. Just
know that they're half green.
Yeah.
Just write that pendulum monsters are half green.
Okay, got it. All right. I'm gonna take a little 30 second break so I can pee. That is crazy. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna mute screen for a second. Listen to the music. Okay. Hello, I'm back.
Alright, so now it's time to go on to spell cards.
Alright, okay. And
now,
these are
these are going to be a lot easier to explain than pendulum monsters.
Yeah. Because the
Nothing will be as
pendulum
difficult to
monsters
explain as
pretty
pendulum.
much took up half the note space as all the other monsters
Yeah.
combined. Like, wow.
And Zach, what if a potential monster is sent from the banish zone or deck to the graveyard? They get sent to the graveyard. It is only when they're sent from the field to the graveyard they're instead sent face up into the extra deck. And of course, if it says it's banished, it is instead banished. Okay, but spell cards. Spell cards are cards that can be played in the spell and trap card zone, but like monster cards, there are different types of spell cards you can use.
Oh, wow.
The first type is the normal spell card. These are spell cards that can be used from your hand to an open spell and trap card zone to activate an effect. After the effect ends, the spell card is sent to the graveyard. So for this example, we have Monster Reborn. Target one monster in either player's graveyard, special summon it.
Oh.
Next, we have continuous spell cards. This spell card can be played from your hand into an open spell and trap card zone to activate an effect. But unlike normal spells, it remains on the field until it is destroyed, and they have a little symbol accompanying it, which is an infinity symbol, to show that they remain on the field.
Played on the field until it gets broken.
Yes.
And by this, how do you destroy these cards?
With monster spell or trap effects that destroy cards.
Oh.
Like I said with the effect monster thing, each card has different effects, and knowing when or what cards to use can help you.
Got it.
And for this slide, the last one we have are field spells, are a spell card that can be only played in the field card zone. And a field spell can affect both your field and your opponent's field, depending on the field spell, and they have a compass rose symbol right next to the spell card.
Played in field card zone. A field spell can affect both. Can affect both field.
Yes, they can affect both fields. Depending on depending on the field spell you use, and they have a compass rose symbol.
Okay, got it.
Next, we have equip spells. Equip spells are played in an open spell and trap card zone and targets a monster on either your field or your opponent's field to activate an effect to either enhance your monster or disrupt your opponent and have a sort of cross symbol on them.
Oh.
And also, like continuous spells, they stay on the field until they are destroyed, or the monster they are equipped to is sent somewhere else.
How do you know what it's equipped to? Do you just have to remember?
Yes. You like say I equipped this card, Power of the Guardians, onto like my Daigusto Emerald, I would have to know that that card is equipped to this card.
God, that's a lot to. Okay, you just have to remember it. Okay. Zach said he's surprised that you didn't put Pot of Greed as an example.
To be honest, I didn't think of that.
I use Pot of Greed to summon 3 cards from my deck.
Okay, but the next one we have are ritual spells. We went over this with ritual monsters, but ritual spells are spells used to ritual summon monsters. They are played in spell and trap zone and must send cards from your hand or field to the graveyard to summon a ritual monster whose level is greater than or equal to the monster that you want to ritual summon, and they have sort of like a fire symbol.
And they have a fire symbol, okay.
Yeah. And the last type of spell card are called quick play spells. Quick play spells can be used during any phase of your turn and can be set face down to be used during your opponent's turn like a trap card. And they have a lightning bolt symbol.
Wait, quick play spell. Play spell. They're supposed to during any phase.
And you asked about like, oh, how do you destroy like continuous spells and stuff like that? Well, I literally used one of the most iconic cards to destroy other spell cards, Mystical Space Typhoon.
Oh.
Where it says
Quick play
target one
spells can
spell
be
trap card.
lifesavers? Yeah. It seems like they
Oh, yeah.
can.
Yeah, especially since you can use it during your opponent's turn.
Ah.
And can even be used during battle.
Got it.
So now that we're done with spells, we're on to trap cards. And
yeah, it's a trap. Yes. Okay.
Now there aren't as many types of trap cards like there are spell cards, but there are different types. But yeah, trap cards are a type of card that has to be set in the spell and trap card zone for one turn before it can be activated. As the name suggests, trap cards can be used to set a trap for your opponent. Like spell cards, they have different types with a symbol to show what kind of trap card it is. First is the normal trap, and just like a normal spell, a normal trap goes to the graveyard after it's used.
Normal spell. Card goes grave after use. Okay.
Well, I should also mention that ritual spells and quick play spells also go to the graveyard after they're used, and any card that is destroyed, they go to the graveyard.
Okay.
But yeah, a normal trap card, they can be activated depending on what the card is. For this example, I have Storming Mirror Force, and when an opponent declares an attack, return all your opponent's attack position monsters to the hand.
Okay.
And next, like continuous spells, we have continuous trap cards that stay on the field after activation until it is destroyed, and they also have an infinity symbol like continuous spells.
Okay. It stays on field after activated or destroyed. Yeah.
And the final type is the counter trap cards. Counter trap cards are a type of trap that can only be activated in response to either your play or your opponent's play, and sort of have a arrow going back.
Okay.
For this specific example, I have Trap Jammer, which has the effect of when your opponent activates a trap card during the battle phase, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it.
Oh. Okay. Looping arrow symbol. Karma says that the traps are the same as spell cards, but they must spend one end turn face down for you to activate them. You can do it on your opponent's turn. Oh, yeah. You can do it on your opponent's turn. If you do it on the opponent's turn, oh yeah, so it's like after an end turn. Okay, got it.
Yeah, when it goes to the next turn, you can activate trap cards.
Yeah, even if it's like, it doesn't matter if it's the enemy's turn or my turn, right?
Yes.
Do I need to?
Yes, as long as you can activate them, they can be activated, but it has to be after that turn.
When you summon this card, when you summon a trap card, do you say, oh, I set down Trap Jammer face down?
No, you do not say what you are setting down. You just say like, oh, I set a card face down, and that's it.
And then when the turn ends and the card is activated, do you face it up or do you keep it face down?
Yeah, you flip the card face up to show, hey, I am activating this card.
Oh, you flip it up when you want to activate it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
To set it, you put it face down, but when you want to activate it, you flip it face up to show I am activating this effect. So say I'm attacking you, and you had this card, Storming Mirror Force, face down, and you try to activate it. You would flip it over, showing that you are activating it. Then I could activate my Trap Jammer in response to stop this card from activating.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
And now, did you miss talking about monsters? Because we have more.
What? Okay. Wait. Okay. Let's go back up. Synchro monsters.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember during the Synchro Monster lesson where I mentioned a tuner monster? Well, besides the main types of monsters, normal, effect, fusion, ritual, synchro, exceed, pendulum, and link, we have subcategories of monsters. And right now we are looking at a monster known as Gemini monsters.
And Gemini monsters are a subcategory of what monster?
Effect monsters.
Effect monsters. Okay.
Now, Gemini monsters are unique monsters where they are effect monsters, but when they are in the field or graveyard, they are considered normal monsters.
Wait, so are effect monsters, but on field or graveyard, they are normal. Okay.
Gemini monsters have a unique mechanic where they require an additional normal summon to gain their effects.
Okay. Require a normal summon to gain the effect. Oh.
And with, for example, this monster, Tuned Magician, has the effect when it gains its effect to be treated as a tuner monster.
Wait, what? What's the effect?
Basically, when you summon this to the field, it is a normal monster. Then, if you normal summon it again, it becomes a tuner monster. I wanted to try and have it simple, so I decided to go with this one, where it does have a simple effect of just being treated as a tuner monster.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Wait, what the hell is that?
Now we have one of the oldest subcategories of monsters being flip monsters. Flip monsters are a type of monster that gains abilities when they are flipped from face down position to face up position.
What subcategory of what monster is this?
Flip monsters.
Oh, what subcat of what monster is this?
They're all effect monsters.
All of them. Oh god, all of them are effect monsters.
Well, except for tuner, which can be like any type of monster.
Hey, okay.
But we already talked about we already talked about tuner monsters, so we don't need to talk about them here.
Yeah.
With this monster, Bubonic Vermin, it has the effect when flipped face up to special summon one Bubonic Vermin from your deck in face down defense position. Which means that if this card is faced up, it will just summon another Bubonic Vermin.
Oh. Wait, hold on. If you get, imagine you get this card from a pack, but you don't have another one. What happens?
I think when they were released as a common, so you would get like loads of them.
Okay. Okay, got it.
And the next type are Toon monsters. Toon monsters are cards. Yes, Toon monsters are cards that cannot be destroyed in battle by non-Toon monsters, and can attack your opponent directly if they have no Toon monsters on their side of the field, but need a specific card called Toon World to be able to.
What? Okay. Okay. Okay, cannot be destroyed by non-toon monsters. Needs a specific. Oh, but wait. So, and can
Yes,
attack the
needs a
opponent
card.
directly.
Yeah,
Ah,
yes, they can attack your opponent directly if they have no toon monsters on their field. But they need a card called Toon World on the field to be able to do this.
if they have no toon monsters, but but needs the card Toon World to do so. Got it.
Yes. An example here is this monster, Toon Gemini Elf. It cannot attack the turn it is summoned and is destroyed if Toon World is destroyed. But if your opponent doesn't have a Toon monster, it can attack directly, and when it does, your opponent has to discard one card from their hand to the graveyard.
I see. Okay, interesting. Yo, what's up, Vika? How you doing? What is this? Okay, interesting. Zach says, I've always wanted to play the Toon deck, but it's really hard to make it work.
Yeah, I have tried to play a Toon deck. It's not good, but I have to talk about them.
Karma says, thank you for not using Man-Eater Bug's ugly face for the flip example.
Yeah, I wanted to have a better effect, so I thought like, oh, how about Bubonic Vermin? It's cute, sort of.
Yeah, I like
Like,
it. I
like you
enjoy
can
it.
see a little blush. You can see a little blush
Yeah,
on it.
it's cute. It's cute. Karma also says,
But
in
no.
those cases when the card says you can do X in the effect, it's optional. When it says you can do.
This is about that's about ruling with effects. But now we have two other types of subcategories of monsters.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Union monsters.
Union monsters. Okay.
Union monsters have the ability to be considered equip spell cards for different monster cards.
Can have ability to equip spell cards for different monsters.
No, you equip the Union monster onto another card.
Okay.
To have it be considered an equip spell.
Can have ability to equip itself to other
monsters.
To other monsters. Yeah, okay, got it.
And once per turn, you can activate the effect of a Union monster to equip or unequip itself from a monster you control to have that monster gain benefits.
Then you can activate the effect of the unit to equip or unequip. Once per
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, for this monster, Bee Buster Drake, you can equip itself to a light attribute machine monster you control. Give it the effect that it is unaffected by your opponent's spell effects. And if it is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Union monster from your deck to your hand.
Interesting. Karma, you don't really need to memorize all these monster archetypes, just read the effects. But it's good to for me, it's good to know so that I know that these are options for me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if I go into a deck blind, it's like, oh, I got to read all of these. Oh, this is something I can do. Oh, yeah, but I want to know that I can do these things and what's possible in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh. That's why I'm doing these.
And well, next we have the final subtype of monsters besides tuners, which we already covered, which are spirit monsters. Spirit monsters are a type of monster that cannot be special summoned and returned back to your hand when the turn is over.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay.
For this monster, the priest can attack every monster your opponent controls once each, but returns to the hand when it is normal summoned or flipped face up.
Okay. So... Ah. Okay. This monster can attack every other monster your opponent controls once, but turns to the hand when it is normal summoned or flipped face up.
Yes. That is the specific thing with this spirit monster. But all spirit monsters, when they are summoned, they usually return back to the hand.
Interesting. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, spirit monsters look kind of fun. And because they go back into your hand, you can always do them again, right?
Yeah. During the next turn, you can summon them back where they can do their effects again.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Now, how to summon monsters. Now that you know
I just
everything
realized that we haven't gone
about
through that. I was like, wait, hold on. I just realized.
Yeah. Now that you know everything you can about monsters, the question is, how can you summon them?
Yes.
Summoning monsters can only happen during the main phase of your turn unless stated otherwise. You can only normal summon once per turn, but you can special summon as many times you want for your turn.
Okay, summoning can only happen during main phase of your turn. Otherwise, unless otherwise, okay. Can
and
only yeah.
You can only normal summon once per turn, but you can special summon as many times you want for your turn.
Special summons are infinite. Okay.
Now, summons like Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, and Link summons are counted as special summons. So you can Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, and Link summon as many times you want in one turn.
Well, I can already see Pendulum. Okay.
Now, Pendulum summoning is counted as a special summon, but you can only Pendulum summon once per turn.
Wait. Uh-huh.
Yeah. When Pendulum summoning, you summon as many cards from your hand as you want, where all of those are considered a special summon, but you can only Pendulum summon once per turn. Meaning that you can't just Pendulum summon. It means that you can't just Pendulum summon, get a bunch of monsters on the field, use them for like a Link play, and they all go face up in the extra deck, so you can bring them all back to the field with another Pendulum summon. You are restricted to only one Pendulum summon.
Wow, that is crazy. Okay. All right.
And now, normal summoning. With normal summoning, you can summon a monster directly from your hand to the field, and tribute summons are considered a normal summon.
Oh.
Remember all the way back to these three?
Yeah.
So you can normal summon Gagagio, but you can't tribute it for Giga Gagagigo. You'll have to wait until the next turn to tribute it for Giga Gagagigo.
Oh, okay, got it. So how do you when you have like cards in your hand, right? Oh, in your and then there's no like early game, mid game, end game type beat where you have to like have like a I don't know how to explain it. It's like you need to be this level to. You need to be this level to summon this card type of thing.
No.
Right?
No, there's nothing like that. You can summon anything as long as you can summon it.
Oh, as long as it's in your hand, you can summon it.
Yes.
Okay.
If you have the resources to summon it, you can summon anything. You could even go through your entire deck in one turn if you wanted.
As long as you have the resources and it's in your hand, you can summon. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Normal summoning is that you can summon from hand, and tributes are counted as such.
Yes.
And then you can only have one normal summon per turn.
Now we're going into the turn order.
Wait, hold on.
This is going to be more practical.
Yep, okay, got it. Yep.
Now, to start the game, you must know how the turns are laid out. At the start of the game, both players decide who goes first, and both draw 5 cards from their main deck. The person who goes first does not draw, and moves to their main phase where they can summon monsters, play spells, and set trap cards for their opponents. Next, their opponent and they sort of end their
the
turn.
person who goes first does not draw a card and moves to the main phase where they can summon monsters, play spell cards for the opponent. Got it.
Yes. Next, their opponent draws the top card from their deck and enters a phase known as the standby phase where some cards can be activated. Next, they move to their main phase 1 where they can summon monsters, play spell cards, and set trap cards. And after this point, they can decide to either enter the battle or to end their turn.
Oh. Wait, okay, so... Okay. And then, so, opponent draws top card, is standby phase where some cards can be activated. Next, they move to main phase 1 where they can summon monsters, play spell cards, set traps. Wait.
And after this point, they can either decide to enter battle or to end their turn.
And that's on the...
Yes, your opponent decides if they want to battle or end. And
okay.
and it goes. And if they end their turn, it goes back to the other player, and then it keeps repeating over and over until someone wins.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so let me get this straight. The turn structure on the first turn.
Yes.
The first player plays main phase where they can summon, but the second player draws a card.
Yes.
Yep. Next opponent of the other player draws the top card from deck and enters standby where some things might happen.
Yes. So say I set a trap that activates in the main phase to basically you drew a card and I activate my trap card to make you discard that card that you just drew. That can happen during the standby phase.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And then
yeah,
they move to their main phase where they can also summon monsters, play spells, and set trap cards.
And this is the other player.
Yes.
Other player places summons, okay, basically, and ends their turn. Wait, so this is
they can choose to either enter battle or end their turn. If they end their turn, it goes back to the first player where they do the same thing. But if they enter battle, they can have the monsters they summon attack monsters the opponent controls, or if there's no monsters on the opponent's field, can attack the player directly.
Okay. Alright, cool. And overall, this entire structure is a singular turn.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Oof. Oh, okay, so I should just call these by phases. Okay, first player draws main phase. Other player draws the card and ends standby phase. Other player summons in main phase 1 or 2, I guess. Would this be main phase 2 or this? I know it says in that board is main phase 1, but
I was about to go into it. After the player decides the battle is over, they can choose to end their turn or go into main phase 2, where during the main phase 2, they can summon more monsters, use spells, or set traps, and finally enter the end phase where the other player starts their turn again, and the players go back and forth until one wins. So basically the structure goes draw, standbys, main. If you don't want to enter battle, you end. But if you want to battle, you go into battle. Then when battle ends, you can either go into main phase 2 or just end directly.
Oh, okay. Other player, okay. 1, first player goes to main phase where they can summon. Second player draws a card. 2, other player draws the top card from deck and enters standby phase where something's happened. 3, other player summons in main phase 1, either goes into battle phase or ends phase. 3A. if other player goes battle, they battle, and then 3B, but the first player goes into main phase 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
After battle, they can either choose to go into main phase 2 or end. Where in main phase 2, it's like main phase 1, where they can summon monsters, play spell cards, or set trap cards. Then after the main phase 2, they end their turn, and it goes to the next player, where they do the same.
Is main phase 2 the first player or the other player?
Main phase 2 happens in the same turn, so whoever takes the turn can go from main phase 1 to battle to end, or can go from battle to main phase 2. It is one turn. So the person who is in the turn who did battle, they enter a second main phase. Okay, so
yeah.
say the second player is the one entering battle. The second player draws, it goes into standby. They use the main phase to summon monsters and use spell cards. They enter the battle phase. When they're done, they go into the main phase to set trap cards, and then they end for the next player. Then the first player does the same. And it goes back and forth until the game ends. The main phase 2 is basically just main phase 1 just after the battle phase.
So they So,
yeah, like Zach said, the first player is sort of in waiting mode until it's their turn again, or if they can activate a card during the opponent's turn.
Okay, so during main phase, so the draw phase, the first part of the phase, first phase, the player summons, right?
Yes. First main phase, they summon monsters or activate spell cards, like whatever they want to do.
Wait, no.
That phase.
So they draw. So in the draw phase, they summon, and then the second standby phase,
draw
the
phase,
second. Oh,
draw phase, they draw a card from their deck. Then the standby phase happens, and then it happens the main phase where they summon monsters and use spell cards.
Oh, okay. The image confused me because I thought draw phase was no,
the draw phase is just
phase. Okay.
No, the draw phase is just when you draw a card.
Oh, right,
that's why it's called the draw phase.
That confused me. I was like, what the fuck? You can summon cards 3 times in one turn. Okay, alright, okay, so first player plays main phase where they can summon. Second player draws a card. Other player draws the top card from the deck and enters standby phase where some things might happen. Okay.
Yes.
And then
they enter the main phase where they can summon monsters and use spell cards. And then they can
no. You confuse me again. Because I said first player plays main phase, and then I said he goes in standby, but then you go saying that they go into main phase again, which confused me. So it happens simultaneously. The main phase.
I'm trying to simplify this. First player, they go. Okay, the first person who is going.
Yes.
They just start the game. Both players have 5 cards in their hand. The first player who goes skips these 2 phases, the draw phase and standby phase, and start directly into the main phase.
Starts directly into the main phase. Okay.
Where they can summon monsters and use spell cards and set trap cards. And when they feel like they've done enough, they end their turn going directly into the end phase. And now, the second player who's going draws a card because they start in their draw phase. They then go into their standby phase where if the first player set a card to activate during the standby phase, they can activate this. And after that, the second player goes into their main phase 1, where they can summon monsters and play spell cards until they are happy and can choose to either end or go into battle. Where if they go into battle, they can battle using the monsters that they summoned during the main phase 1. And after that, they can choose to either end their turn or go into main phase 2, which functions like main phase 1, where they can summon monsters and play spell cards or set trap cards. And then
you're putting a lot of emphasis on the trap cards. Is the trap cards? I know that you can summon at any time, right? But you're putting a lot of emphasis on it. It's like, is that really important?
I'm just saying like you can't set trap cards during like the standby phase or battle phase or end phase. You can only do them during the main phase.
Okay.
I'm just saying like if you have a trap card, you can set them during any of the phases. You can set trap cards in any phase, right? Any phase. Any of the main phases. You can't do it.
Okay.
For the most part, you can't do it during the draw, standby, battle, or end phase.
Trap cards summoned in main phases. Got it. I was picking up on it. I was like, why are you putting emphasis on trap cards? Like,
okay, yeah, like what Zach said. But you can still only normal summon once per turn. If you did it during main phase 1, you can't do it again during main phase 2.
Okay. Okay, so let me try this again. Okay.
Okay.
First player starts directly into main phase 1 to summon. Okay?
Yes.
Then they can choose to either go into battle.
No.
Okay, so they're forced to go into battle.
The first player can only summon cards, use spell cards, or set trap cards during the main phase, and when they're done, they directly end. They cannot enter battle.
Okay, alright, got it. First player starts directly into the main phase 1 to summon, then goes into end phase. Yeah. Second player draws, goes into standby where things happen, then main phase, where they can choose to go into battle or end their turn. If they decide to go into battle, they'll go into main phase 2, which acts the same but has parity with main phase 1. So, okay.
Well, there's also another thing that with battle, you can directly end your turn. You don't have to go into main phase 2. But if you have something that you want to do during main phase 2, like, you have a trap card in your hand and you want to set it during main phase 2, you can enter main phase 2 and set that trap card face down, and then end your turn afterwards.
Yeah, okay. I mean, pretty much all you're saying is that after the battle phase, you're in main phase, and if you don't have anything to do, like, you just end your turn, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, if you have nothing to do during main phase 2, you can just end your turn.
Yeah, okay.
Directly after
That's
battle
much
phase.
Okay. Right. Got
now, since we talked a lot about battle, we're going to talk about battle. Okay. During the main phase, you can summon monsters in different positions, with it being face-up attack position, face-up defense position. You can only apply, and this only really applies to special summoned monsters, and face-down defense position.
Okay, face-up attack, face-up defense can only apply to special summoned
and
monsters.
face-down defense position.
face down defense position. What is
I should also
by face? I'm sorry, what?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, by face down, that means like the the face is down, the art is down
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
table. Okay.
Yeah, you have like the card back showing and it's in defense position. So okay. If a monster is in attack position or defense position, battle is determined using their attack or defense values. Only
Okay.
monsters in attack position can declare an attack on monsters or the player directly.
Battle is determined by that specific value. Attack position can declare attack on monsters or player directly, unless otherwise, right? Unless there's like a taunt. Or is there
Actually,
not?
yeah,
There's no such thing.
There are some cards that make it so that you can only attack one certain monster or something.
Is that rare?
It's on certain effects. You would have to read effects to see like, oh, this card makes it so you can only attack this card or stuff like that, or oh, it makes it so you can't attack this card.
Oh, okay.
Like they're part of effects.
Okay.
Now we did talk about this a bit before. The outcome of a battle is also determined by the attack or defense values of a monster depending on the position they are in during battle. When attacking an attack position monster, if one monster's attack is higher than the other player with the monster with less attack takes damage equal to the difference of the value, and that monster is destroyed and sent to the graveyard.
Okay. Attacking an attack uses attack value. Higher value equals win. Less monster with less attack is less attack causes damage to that monster's player. Monster's player equal to the difference of the destroyed attack value and the attacker attack value.
Yes.
Okay.
And also, if a monster attacks a monster in defense position, and the defense is smaller than the attacking monster's attack, the monster is destroyed and the player with the defending monster takes no damage.
If a monster attacks the defense position, defense is smaller. Okay.
Yeah, basically defense is sort of like a wall. If they attack over it, you don't take damage, but if they're in attack position, you take damage. Yeah, but if the defense value is higher than the attacking monster's attack, the player with the attacking monster takes damage equal to the difference of the values, and neither monster is destroyed.
Wait, but it does. But the time is equal to. Okay.
Yeah. Usually if they're both in attack position, the monster with the lower attack is usually destroyed, but if it's attacking a defense position monster, it is not destroyed.
Yeah, it's PvP, George. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Attack. Okay. Attacking a defense uses attack and defense value if defense bigger than attack, then no monster killed. But
yeah,
if
no monster killed and the attacker takes damage equal to the difference.
Then no monster killed and attacker is damaged by the difference between defense of attacked and attack of attacker. Got it? And the attack Oh, attacking it. If uses attack. If defense is smaller than attack, then defending monster is killed. Is destroyed, and the
defending player does not take any damage.
Okay. Player takes no damage. Got it. Cool. My notes.
And in the final part, each player starts with 8,000 life points, and if you have your opponent reach 0 life points, you win the game.
No way! No way! No way! Okay. Got it.
Pop quiz. What are all the attributes a monster can have? Don't look at your notes.
This is why I have notes! This is why
No,
I
said
have notes!
you can't look at your notes. You have to remember.
No.
What
There's
are
too
all
much
the
information.
What are all the attributes a monster can have?
Light, dark, fire, water, wind, earth, and divine. But the divine, you can only have a few. Well, there's only a few
There are
divine
select
monsters.
few.
Yeah, it's only
And yeah,
only a few.
there's light, water, fire, water, earth, wind, and divine.
Nice. Okay.
There's also the spell and trap card gems here, but those are only for spell and trap cards. They're not considered attributes like the others.
Okay.
And, well, do you have any other questions?
Which Yu-Gi-Oh game would you recommend me play now?
Well, since I did talk about this version of the rules, I would probably suggest Master Duel. It does also have like a tutorial section which does also teach you a bunch of these rules, as well as more advanced stuff. Like, remember the battle phase?
Yeah.
There's basically 3 sub phases of the battle phase. And it goes into that.
Okay. Alright. Cool.
But if you do want like a slower version, there is also Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links where the main difference is there is no main phase 2. And the field only has 3 main monster zones and 3 spell and trap card zones with the pendulum zones. Like, basically get rid of these, and you only have 3 monster zones, 3 spell and trap card zones with the pendulum zones, the extra monster zones, and another thing, with the deck limit, it is sliced in half, so you can only use a minimum of 20 and a maximum of 30, and you start with 4,000 life points, but it follows more characters from the anime, where Master Duel is just the card game, mostly.
Okay.
So you can take your pick on which one you would want more.
I see. Got it. I understand. Bro. All of this is making me all of this is reminding me when I tried to learn Mahjong.
The end.
The end. Yeah, let's go. Where's the? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, GG. Whoa, that was a lot of information, but yet you managed. Oh, hold on, I keep it going. That was a lot of information, but you managed to like break it down pretty well. Like, bro.
Yeah, I tried to keep like it simple for the most part. Like, there are like very like complex union. I actually think B-Buster Drake is like one of the more complex union monsters. But like there are like very complex cards, like especially with pendulums, because like they can have effects like as a pendulum or as a monster. And
Yeah.
when everyone talks about this, they talk about one card called Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic.
Oh.
And it is a card that has the most effect text.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
Like, it does a lot.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow.
But yeah, you can go where you want to with this. Like, if you do want to try out Yu-Gi-Oh, you can. Like, I can also help you
I'm
with
definitely
some
going
stuff.
to try it out. Yeah, for sure. Especially, like, ironically, even though I was getting so confused with Pendulum, it was interesting me. It was actually intriguing me a lot. I was like,
Yeah, that's also how I felt when I got into the game, like back in 2018. Like, oh yeah, Link monsters were out and there were also pendulums, but it's like I was intrigued by pendulums, I just haven't used them.
interesting. Got it.
And I have actually tried some pendulum decks and like, yeah, they can be a bit fun.
Yeah, I can imagine because there's a lot of variety you can do with it, and there's a lot of stuff because obviously you got the normal effect and you also have the spell effect, right?
Yeah.
So it's like yeah. That seems very fun, especially when you're trying to be very technical in like, okay, cool. If I do this, do that, then do that, I can do. If I play this as a spell, I can do this, and then if I do that, I'll put a link card here. So I could summon this pendulum here, and then I could do that here, and pendulum summon that, and then normal summon. Yeah, okay, it's very. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
based on what I told you, which of the Yu-Gi-Oh games would you want to play the most, Master Duel or Duel Links?
Probably Master Duel. I say Master Duel because I did see a lot of streamers playing Master Duel, and I was wondering if you would rather me play Master Duel versus Duel Links. I remember.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter to me. I have them on my phone.
I distinctly remember a clip of Sykkuno playing against Box, and he tried to do, and Box tried to kill himself so that Sykkuno could not get the win. But Sykkuno was like, no. You are so weak, but you do not even have the power to kill yourself. I hold the power. Type beat. And yeah, I was very interested in that. I'm gonna bring in Ally Gamer Girl into the VC so they can have give their opinions as well and stuff as well. Well, what? Right? Hey, hello. What are you saying? Oh, hello. Hello. Okay, no voice. Okay.
Also, I'll be right back.
Okay, go for it. Congrats on Gadget. I'm pretty sure Shichu would actually like the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. I'm pretty sure I will. I do like shonens, and I do like shutting my brain off for a lot of anime. Unless it's an anime that like really intrigues me and it's actually really engaging me. Yeah. I probably would definitely like Yu-Gi-Oh. There's a Master Duel scene. Merryweather is a really big Yu-Gi-Oh fan, boy. Oh yeah? Is that so? I think I've seen Merryweather talk about it in a clip one time. Duel Links has a different game tactics because they reduce the spell and monsters. I see. Yeah, I think I do remember one of my old friends, they played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Nowadays they play a lot of Magic the Gathering, but yeah, they play. Oh gosh, but if let's look at the notes again. I want to go back here. Deck zone. 5 zones. The main monster zones, there's 5 of them. Underneath each monster zone, there's a underneath each monster zone, there are spell and trap zones.
Alright.
Spell and trap. Underneath each monster zone, there are spell and trap zones?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Just need to make sure because I think I messed up the note there. Dual Monsters and GX are really good. Haven't seen the other ones. 5Ds is probably good. I didn't like how the others look. Well, is this the animes, right?
Yeah, that's the animes. Duel Monsters is the first series. And GX, sometimes also known as Generation Next, is the second series, and 5Ds is the third series.
Got it. Make thy sense. Okay. Alright, cool. Interesting.
Of the first three, I do prefer 5Ds the most because it did introduce synchros, and obviously they're my favorite. And also the story is also pretty good.
Is there a continuity between all the older series?
Not really. You could watch one without watching the other, but there are some references like, oh, in GX the main thing is that the protagonist, Jaden, wants to become the next king of games, where he even inherited a card from the previous protagonist, Yugi. And with like Duel Monsters GX and 5Ds, there is also a movie connecting all three of them.
I see. So it's a lot like Persona in a lot of ways. Whereas like each Persona game is pretty much their own thing, but there's a lot of references to each other. And then it's like, oh my god, I recognize that type beat.
Yeah.
Alright. Which one do each of the series include Yugi? Or is it Yugi is only in
the first series is with Yugi.
Wait, like, he's only in that first series?
Yeah, but he is also in all the movies. He's in all the movies. You actually see him in the first episode of GX. And then after that you don't see him anymore.
See. Oh, interesting. Okay. Cool. Wow. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me pull up my anime list. Where's my anime list?
Another thing, if you're unsure about how something works, a lot of people recommend, oh, you can watch the anime to see how some of them work, even though it's not a direct one-for-one.
Okay.
Because some effects in the anime are completely different from that in real life.
Well, which Yu-Gi-Oh one would you recommend me to watch?
Well, everyone does recommend the original, which is Duel Monsters.
Yeah?
But it's like, I do like all the series. Like, I think like the only series I haven't liked so far is the one that comes after 5Ds, which is called Zexal. I didn't really like that one, which is a shame because the Japanese VA for the protagonist is also Goro.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have an entire like notepad dedicated to which Japanese VAs in Genshin are also in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
At the time, it was almost 1/3 of the VAs.
Okay. Yeah. Alright. Sick then. Alright, cool. I got some okay. Is Master Duels on Steam?
Yeah, it's free.
Free to play? Ooh. And how does that game work? Is it a gacha?
The cards are gacha, but it's like actually playing, like you can do whatever. Like, know how I said like the rarity thing? Like you can craft cards of different rarities by having a certain number of gems that are rarities.
Okay. Oh, okay. You can craft your specific deck if you have the gems.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Zach said, Dane Swift's JPVA is Kaiba from Duel Monsters.
Oh wow!
Honestly, the most iconic.
That's sick. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Which is also why I'm looking forward to Pantalone being released.
Nice. Oh, cool. All right. I think I can call it there because there isn't much left for me to say. And there's I've learned quite a lot. Even if there's like a few things or maybe a lot of things that are not stuck in my head just yet, just knowing them and having them noted down is going to be it's going to go a long way trying to learn Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, we can play Master Duels off the stream. Yeah, we could definitely play off stream.
Yeah,
definitely, for sure. Every time I have like a down moment, or not down moment as in like a quiet moment, not down moment like that. When I have
don't worry, I promise I'll go easy on you.
Yeah, when I have a quiet moment, I'll try to learn. I'll try to learn Master Duels. I also have a friend who might be able to play as well whenever you guys can't. But yeah, I remember when Mary said that to Sayu and absolutely demolished her. Oh wait, I think I remember that. I think I remember that. But yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's about it from me. About it for the stream as well. There isn't much I can say other than like and subscribe. You know what I mean? Join the Discord down below. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, subscribe to Future Carino.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm going to end it here because I don't know what else to do. And yeah, I'm gonna play the music. People are inside the core. You're gonna see how I end stuff. But yeah, with that being said, you guys, I'm going to end it here. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow might be anything. It could literally be anything tomorrow. But yeah, with that being said, you guys, it's been Chichu, and it's been very nice meeting you. Bye bye.